about taking blessings from a pious person. They gave some examples. Hashim bin Abidin, the author in Nihaya, said, if the deceased is a scholar or a pious person, Zahid, that's what Zahid means, that they leave the world, dunya, or one who a barakah is gained from, then some of the later scholars said announcing his funeral in the market, then some of the later scholars said, there's a typo there, were the view of announcing his funeral in the marketplace, and this is the correct view. So what they're mentioning here is that if there's a pious person whose funeral is taking place, then you can announce it in the marketplace. It's a good thing. It's the correct view. Kissing the hands of the pious. Shar al-Haskafi, it is permitted to kiss the hand of a male scholar who is scrupulous regarding the religious practice for the reason of Tabarruk. So you kiss the hand of that pious person, and then hoping from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that by this action, kissing their hand, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gives you increase in your spiritual state. Okay, it's not from the person's hand that you're trying to draw something, it's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And obviously this is open to abuse as well. Who is a pious person? Barik al-Mahmudiyya says, there are a number of hadith transmitted regarding the prohibition and permissibility of embracing another person. The permitted being when done for tabarruk, so hugging someone, a pious person, or honoring someone. End of quote, that's the end of quote, so he's quoting someone. And now he starts again, the author, it is permitted to kiss the face of the deceased pious person for tabarruk, blessing, just as Abu Bakr did between the eyes of the Messenger of Allah sallallahu alaihi wasallam after he passed away. So the Sunni scholars generally say that they draw an analogy with the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. They said the companion seeking blessing from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was because of his high spiritual state and piety. Therefore, somebody else is pious, you can also seek blessings from them. That's they kind of draw an analogy. But we mentioned the hadith mentions the specific point there. And that's why the Salafi school say no, it's only specific to the Prophet ﷺ. It doesn't apply to others. It was all these things that you mentioned, those hadith that we mentioned, were just unique to him. The other Sunni scholars said no, not necessarily unique. Some perhaps may be unique, but others not. So this is the Hanafi view. And then Umdat al-Qadi in the Hanafi book, in this hadith is that those from the pious who are invited to something so that tabarruk can be made from them should do so on the condition that they're saved from vanity. So we're saying that the pious person, if they're invited somewhere so people can take blessings from them, should do so as long as it's not going to cause them to become arrogant. Okay, so moving on quickly, another few slides, and then another Hanafi book, it says, and wipe on his, so when you're visiting a sick person, and wipe on his pained area so that the ill person can benefit, especially if the visitor is a pious person whose hand and tabarruk is gained from. So if a pious person goes, he should wipe on the sick person out of blessings, that from their blessing the ill person will be cured. And that's what I mentioned by Imam Nawawi. Somebody said, when he visited me, I was very, very ill, and the more he spoke, the better I got. And by the end of the visit, I was totally fine. And he said, it's mentioned in the biography of Imam Nawawi by a student, that this was out of the blessings of Imam Nawawi. Of his visiting me, I was cured from my illness. Unused wudu water, and this is in the Hanafi mentioned regarding the leftover unused water of the pious from the people of knowledge. So this is, in the past, people would have a pot water to make wudu, and they would make wudu, and then the leftover water, meaning that they hadn't made wudu with, that's what it's talking about. This is that it is mentioned that regarding the leftover unused water of the pious from people of knowledge, this is, you can make tabarruk with that. That's what it's talking about. This is if they follow the sunnah of the Mustafa, Allah bless him, give him peace, as opposed to the people of innovation. The pious person, they said it's permissible to take their water that they haven't used for wudu for blessings. And so the Hanbali school, because many of our Salafi brethren